Hi everyone, my name is Andy and welcome to All the Lonely Meeples. On this channel I share solo playthroughs of various board games, including tutorials on how to play. As always, if you like this video, hit that subscribe button down below. Today's video features Carpe Diem, a 2 to 4 player tile placement game designed by Stefan Feld and published in 2018 by ALEA. Now if you're ready, let's jump right in. Here are all the components you'll need for a solo game of Carpe Diem. First, you'll need the main board. You'll need your player board and your resource board. You will need to separate your light green back tiles with your dark green back tiles, as they will be in different places on the board. You'll need your banderole tokens. The banderole track is up here at the top, and we'll start with these banderole tokens on our player board as indicated on the board itself. You'll need to choose a meeple for yourself. I'm going to be the yellow player, and you'll need 5 discs in your color. For the solo game, you'll choose 1 meeple color for your opponent and 3 discs for them instead of 5. You'll need all of your wares. Those are the resources in the game. You'll need your grapes, your herbs, your fish, and your chicken, as well as coins and bread tokens. And they all play a different role in the game, and we'll discuss that in a moment. And then the game comes with border tiles, and there's a bunch of them. And at the start of the game, we'll need to choose 4 randomly, and I'll do that in a moment. You'll need your deck, the white back with the green. This deck is of bonus cards that we'll use throughout the game to possibly score us more points. You'll need the scoring cards separated into group A, B, C, and D. And then finally, you'll need your point cards. So in this game, points are on cards, and so we have double backed sides of 1s, 3s, 5s, 10s, and 25s. And finally, for the solo game, you will need a 4-sided dice, and this does not come with the game. If you don't have a 4-sided die, you can also download various free apps that will roll different types of dice for you. And now, let's set up for a solo playthrough. There are several steps to set up for a solo playthrough of Carpe Diem. The first thing I'm going to do is take my whole group of border cards, and I'm going to randomly take 4 of them. Okay. I'm going to take the rest and place them aside. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put these around my board, as what these are going to do is give me a direction for what I want to place in the different columns and rows on my board. Next, I'm going to take each of the little banderole tokens. There are 9 on every board, so I'm going to place these banderole tokens on top of each space on my board, so that when I place a tile on those spaces, I can take the banderole token off and move along the banderole track. Next, I'm going to take my meeple and the meeple for the Automa, and I'm going to place them on the central board on one of these semicircle spaces. For right now, it does say randomly. I'm just going to place mine right here, and theirs right here. I'll lay them down for the camera. Next, all of these light green tiles, I'm actually going to take them, give a few a shuffle, whoopsies, and I'm going to start placing 4 in each of these squares on the board. Let me do that real fast. Next, I'm going to take the dark green back tiles, and I'm going to place them along the bottom where these coin prints are on the main board. These are special tiles that we can earn through the course of the game. Next, I'm going to take my bonus cards. I'm going to give them a good shuffle and place them off to the side. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, since we're playing a 2-player game, I'm going to take the scoring cards A, B, C, and D. And I'm going to randomly choose 2 of them. And then what I'm going to do is before I look at them, I'm going to mix them up. And on the far left is where we're going to place these scoring cards. And it's hard to see on the camera, but each one has a number of dots that will tell me where to place for the 2, 3, and 4 player games. So this first one has a row of 3 dots and a row of 4 dots, but the one next to it has a row of 2, 3, and 4. So here we go. So this one is going to go right here. I'm going to look for the next one, which is right here. And in the solo play, we are actually the start player for the first round. Now let's talk about what we're doing in this game and how we play the Automa player. The majority of Carpe Diem consists of moving our meeple either to the right or left adjacent spot on the circular board, taking one tile, so if I move it here, taking one tile of my choice and placing it onto my board. And as I continue to place tiles on my board, I'm trying to complete different structures. I will go over the list of structures in a moment, but the very first tile you place needs to go on your golden shovel right here, and it can be oriented any way you wish. Every subsequent tile after I move on my next turn, when I move my meeple over to the right or left, I have to move it to another semicircle. I cannot stay in the same one, even if I do like those tiles. I must move it, and every subsequent tile that I take must be adjacent, orthogonally adjacent, so up, down, left, right, from the one that I placed previously. So on this, for example, I might take this tile and place it right there, and I've now completed a structure. However, if I don't want to complete that structure, I could simply maybe do it this way. I'm going to continue doing this until we are finished scoring the 4th round. So this game is played in 4 rounds. A little bit about the 2-player game. When a stack or when a grouping of 4 tiles is down to 2, we're actually not going to play those last 2, and we will remove them. In a 3-player game, you remove the last one, and 4 players will of course take each of them. In every round, we will be taking 7 tiles. If on my turn this occurs where I want to move into this semicircle space and there is nothing here, I will actually continue to move until I make it to a semicircle space with tiles still in it. And in the game, you are allowed to share a space with another meeple. On my board here, I have done a little setup. I have taken 5 tiles, so I'm still in my first round. And here I'm about to place another tile and receive a bandolore. So if I were to take this tile and place it right here, one thing important to note that I did complete this villa. These with the chimneys are called villas, and I'll explain how they score later. And this tile, this building right here, is actually on the edge of the map, and that is okay. It just cannot be completed. When you take a bandolore, you simply move it over, and I would move my piece on the bandolore track up 1. And as this continues, the bandolore track is going to tell us who gets to score first in the scoring. So it is important that if I want to claim a scoring spot, and I'll explain scoring in a second, if I want to claim a scoring spot, I want to be higher up in the bandolore track, so that is going to influence how I place tiles on my board. Now let's talk about the different types of tiles in the game. There are 4 types of landscapes, and each landscape will provide us with a different resource. We have grapes, we have our leaves, our fish, and our chickens. This landscape, when finished, will give us our leaves. This landscape will give us grapes. This landscape, when finished, will give us fish. And when finished, this landscape will give us chickens. If I were to place this tile right here, I would then receive fish. And the way we receive resources from the 4 landscape tiles is it's the number of tiles minus 1. So this is a 2-tile lake. I would receive 1 fish, and I would place that fish on my resource board over here. And on our resource board, it does give us a reminder of what each thing does, each tile. There are several tiles in this game, but we do have the 4 resources right here, And at the bottom here, it tells us how to score villas. So here on my board, I have my villa, which is 3 tiles, but also has 3 chimneys. And so at the end of the game, I'm going to score points based on how many chimneys are shown on my villas. So if I have a villa with 3 chimneys, I'm going to get 3 points. If I have 11 plus chimneys, I'm going to have 26 points. So villas are our in-game scoring. And then we have 4 types of dwellings. We have the gold dwelling, which is the merchants. When we complete a merchant building, we will gain coins. We have the baker, and when we complete a baker, we're going to receive a bread token. The silver building is the administrator. And when we complete a building with an administrator, we're actually going to move up the banderole track 2 times. So that's a good building to use if we want to move higher up the banderole track. And then finally we have the craftsman. And here's the craftsman. And when we build the craftsman, it allows us to take a building tile. And at the bottom here, we have our building tiles. And it's important to note that all of the building tiles are the dark green backed tiles, and they are all single pieces. So they are ending pieces. We also have markets, ovens, and fountains. The markets are going to give us a coin, and it is simply placed on the board and collect a coin. The oven is going to give us 1 bread token. And then finally, the fountains are going to give us a fountain card, and the fountain cards are the bonus cards. Most of the fountain cards are number of, so for instance, it gets 2 points for every completed, or for every oven I have on my board. This one says 2 points for every fountain I have on my board, and 2 points for every completed grassland on my board, so on and so forth. So I will be wanting to take those and trying to score, getting good draws and scoring cards. Now let's move on to the scoring cards. Here are the scoring cards that I've chosen, some for scoring A, B, C, and D. There are 2 types of scoring cards. There are green scoring cards, and there are red scoring cards. For the green scoring cards, I am going to have to own whatever it is on the top portion of the card. For the red scoring cards, I have to pay what's on the top to score those points. Looking at the banderole track, if I were here and my opponent were here, I would go first, and what I would do is I would take one of my discs and I would place it in one of the spaces in between the cards or on the edges. And I would try and score both. So for instance, this one is going to be, I need to have at least 1 oven to score me 1 point and 2 fountains to score me 3 points. If I can do both of those things, I would leave this here, I would get 4 points. It's important to note that these bottom ones here, if I have multiple combinations or multiple grapes, I can score it multiple times, as many grapes as I want to give up to score that 1 point each. However, when I'm placing my disc to score, it's important to note that if I really like, let's say I really like both of these, because on my board, if I have 3 chimneys showing, which I do, I will get 4 points. However, if I don't have the other scoring, if I don't meet the full scoring condition at least 1 time on the next card that I'm touching, I'm going to lose 4 points. So you really have to be careful of which scoring cards you place your disc. We're going to continue to do these for 4 rounds, and at the end of the game, whoever has the most points will be the winner. All right, in this game there are several resources, so it's important to go over what the resources do and how we can use them. For the landscape tiles that provide us the wares, the chicken, the fish, the leaves, and the grapes, these are simply collected onto our board and used to score our scoring cards. If we complete a merchant, which is the gold buildings, we actually, so if I have a chicken, a fish, let's say 2 fish, what the merchant allows me to do, and I must do this, I actually take all of my wares and I turn them into coins. Coins are the wild cards in the game. And in addition to the merchant, as it says right here, it says I turn all of them, all of these wares into a coin plus another coin. So I basically turn my specific wares into wild resources, and I gain an extra coin. Next are the bread tokens. The oven provides me 1 bread token, but the baker, which is the brown building, it provides me with 2 bread tokens. If I choose during my turn to turn in 1 bread token, I can move my meeple to any space on the board. If I were to hand in 3 bread tokens, I get to automatically score one of the scoring cards that are face up in the game, which means I don't actually have to have the requirements, I just get to score those points. And then finally we have the frame on our board. I love this game because of the many things that we can do, and the frame is going to be my my optional objectives during the game. So each one has 2 different types of buildings, and they might be similar depending on what I picked at the beginning. I see some copies here. So if let's say I have this and this building, if I place a building that crosses through the type of building that wants to be along that line, I will score the victory points at the end. So for instance, here it wants one of my landscapes. This landscape says it wants the green landscape to cross through this line where the arrow is with the 5 in it. So if I have it like this, or anywhere along here, maybe right here, I will score 5 points because I can show that this landscape does in fact intersect this line from the scoring. And now let's talk about the Automa player. Playing the Automa in the solo version of Carpe Diem is very easy. The steps and the rules I will put a link to in the description below. This comes to us from a user on BoardGameGeek, and I really like this one. As long as you have a 4-sided die, this one works really well. And so what we're going to do is when I take my turn, the AI, the Automa, is going to take their turn. What we're first going to do is we're going to roll the 4-sided die. And on my die, if we can see, that's kind of hard to tell, I rolled a 2, it's the number on the top. If it's an even number, they're going to move one direction around the board, and if it's an odd number, they're going to move the other direction. If we roll an even number, we're going to move to the right, and if we roll an odd number, we're going to move to the left. When they move, we're going to look at the result on the die, and there is a grid here, 4, 1, 3, and 2, left to right, top to bottom. So here is my left, right, top to bottom. So the 2 is right here. They would take this tile and get rid of it. Okay, and then it would be my turn. If the Automa were to move back to a space that only has 3 tiles, they will take all 3 tiles away, because once there are only 2 tiles left, those other 2 go away. And they're simply clearing out spaces from us on the board so that we're able to play the appropriate number of turns each round. It's important to note that the Automa has 3 discs with them. They do not go on the banderole track. So that means that we are going to, at the end of the game, we're going to score points equal to where we are on the banderole track. But we are going to score first each and every time, each and every round, because we will always be higher on the banderole track than our opponents, since they are not on it at all. What we're going to do is, when we have placed our disc in the scoring spot that we want to have, we're going to roll this dice 2 times, and we're going to add up the numbers. So for instance, I rolled a 1 and I rolled a 2, so 3. We're going to take every possible opening. There's an opening at the top there's an opening at the top, bottom, and the sides of every card. So we're going to move 3. We're going to move 1, 2, 3. And so they would take this scoring opportunity away from us. And it's important to note that does take it away from us because these scoring discs do not leave at the end of each round. They're going to stay there. So if I had rolled an 8, I would then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And they would take that scoring opportunity from us. And that's a really good one too. That's possible 7 points that is taken away from us. At the end of the game, they're going to place a scoring token in the first 3 rounds. They're not going to score for the 4th time because they do not score, and we always score first. And at the end of the game, it does say to try to beat our high score or beat 110 points, which is a very good score. So this solo game is about playing multiple times and trying to get the best score possible. So then they say that 110 points is a very good score. And now let's play Carpe Diem. All right, now let's play the solo version of Carpe Diem. First, let's look at our scoring tiles, our scoring cards. First, we have for every oven that we have, we'll get 1 point. For every 3 chimneys in our villas, we will get move 1 on the banderole and get a bread token. This one is for every 2 fountains that we have, we'll get 3 points. This is similar to the other one, but it's points. Every 3 chimneys we have will give us 4 points. And then the ones at the bottom, I didn't mean for them to be green on top, red on the bottom. That's kind of how it worked out. We have trading giving up a grape, a leaf, and a fish for 5 points, or however many combos of that. 1 point for grape, and then grape, chicken, and leaf for 5 points, and then 2 leaves for 4 points. And so to start round 1, I have to take a tile and place it on my shovel spot. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one, tile right here. The reason is it gives me two halves, and I'm actually going to put it right here. And the reason I'm doing this is because I have a 3-point scoring for my villas over on the side of my border, and I would love to just cross that right off. Okay, and so now we roll the 4-sided die for the Automa, and I rolled a 2. And so an even number is going to go to the right. Yep, even is going to go to the right. And I rolled a 2, so it is, I'm doing it from which way they can see. So it is 3, 4, 2, and 1. So they'll take this tile and throw it away. And that's it. So now I decide which direction I want to go next. I can go here or I can go here. I think, looking at my board here, what I want to start. Oh, and I forgot. I apologize. So in the solo game, or in the main game, the first player receives, I believe it's 8 points, and the second player receives 9 points. I'm going to double check the solo rules and see if I still start with 8 points, because you can lose points. And so right now I'm going to go ahead and start with 8 points, because you can lose points if you do not complete the scoring objectives that you've chosen. And since there are several where I could score, I'm going to go ahead and go this way and take a fountain, and I'll place it right here. And what the fountain does is I'm going to draw, let me go ahead and give this a good shuffle here. I'm going to draw 2 fountain cards, and I'm going to keep one and put the other at the bottom. Oh my goodness. Okay. So this just says 2 points for every one of my fountains and 2 points for every green landscape. So the one that I'm actually working on right now. I'm going to go ahead and take the 2 points for every bonus, or for every fountain, and put the other one at the bottom. Then we're going to roll the die for my opponent. And it's a 3. It's an odd. So they're actually going to go back. And 3, it's 4, 1, 3, 2. So they're going to take this one. Okay. And now it's my turn. I cannot stay in this spot, but I can go back and forth. I'm going to go back over to here, and I'm going to take this tile right here. This gives me 3 chimneys if I place it right there. So I had double checked the rules. This symbol here is for incomplete villas as well. It will show, the scoring cards will show a symbol like this if you can only score if the villa is completed. So I think that was a good move. I'm going to get the 3 points here because it does cross through a villa. And I have 3 chimneys. And so with that, it's the opponent's turn. A 4. So they're going to go over here. And they would take this tile away for 4, 1, 3, 2. However, there's only 2 left, so they're going to take all of them. All right, so I know exactly what I'm going to do this turn. I'm going to go over here, and I'm looking at scoring this one right here, which is if I have 3 chimneys, get 4 points, and then 2 fountains for 3 points. I'm going to do that. I'm going to take this fountain right here. And to officially move me up the banderole track, I'm going to go right here and take my banderole token, move it off to the side, and move up 1. So now I am officially scoring first, and I will always score first because the AI or the Automa does not move up the banderole. For the Automa Turn, they rolled a 4, so they're going to share space with me, and they will take 1 spot. The 4 is already taken, but I'll take this one, and they're going to take the rest. So my turn, if I move here, I will continue to move until there's a spot left. And I should have taken these off too, because those are all gone. There's only 2 left. I think what I want to do though is I'm going to move over to here, and I think I have a good idea of what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this token right here, and I'm going to place it right here. Okay. And these 2 are going to go away. The Automa is going to roll their turn. A 3. So they're going to go, oh no, they're going to go back. 1, 2, and 3. And so looking this direction, oh no, they took the tile that I wanted. So 4, 1, 3, 2. I was going to use this tile to complete my my special, but I guess I don't really want to do that yet because I don't have any other resources. I forgot what that was called. Okay. So I kind of want to wait on that. I should have thought about that first. I am going to go along here as well, and I'm going to take this token, and I will place it here to complete my area that gives me a leaf, and it's 2 tiles worth, so -1, it gives me 1 leaf. And these are going to go away. All right, next, the Automa goes. So they rolled a 2, so they're going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way around. And since there are 3 tiles remaining, they would take one of them and get rid of the other. And it does check out. I do have 6 tiles here, and I will move over here and take 1 more tile. So I can't complete this yet, and that's okay. But I do have my objective that I really want to complete first, and that'll give me some good points moving forward. And I think what I want to do, looking ahead, I want to take this token because this will allow me to take one of these at the bottom when I complete it. And I'm going to move, let's see. Let's go over here. Actually, we're going to take that, leave that there. I'm going to go right here. And I moved up the banderole again. And then they would, of course, move with me and take the rest of the tiles. And that is actually the end of round 1. And so we're going to do the scoring first. So I'm going to choose first because I am the highest up the banderole track. And I'm going to decide which scoring opportunity I want the most. I could get 7 points right now. Or I can't trade leaves because I would lose that. I only have 1. Or I could, so I'm looking at right here or right here. And if this is a beat your own score type, I don't really want to move up the banderole. I will do that later. So I'm going to go right off the bat doing this. I do have 2 fountains. Oh my goodness, I forgot to draw my other one for the fountain. Let me go and do that real quick. So I draw the next 2. Okay. So I cannot believe I forgot to do that. So I have water, and I have the silver building, which moves up the banderole. That actually seems pretty good, and that would help. So I'm going to go ahead and take that and see if I can build some silver buildings. So I have 2 fountains, and I have at least 3 chimneys. I have 4, actually, so I'm going to receive 7 points. 5, 6, 7. Okay, and then we're going to roll this die twice, this 4-sided die, to see where they cover. So a 3 and a 4, so 7. So, all right, so 7. We're going to go open circle spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're going to, oh, wrong color. They're going to take that space right there. Okay. And then we stay right here, and I'm going to reset for the next round. Okay, we're now ready for round 2. And it is important to note that I score first every round, but I do not go first every round. So the Automa is actually going to go first this time. So we're going to roll the die. It's a 1, so they're going to go to the left. And a 1, it would be 4, 1, 3, 2. So they're going to take this tile away from me. So if I wanted to complete this green tile down here, I actually cannot, oh, I can do it. I can do it right there. But I have to get to it first and hope they don't roll an odd number and then a 3. I'm going to go here. I'm going to take this, I don't remember what it's called, but it does provide me with one gold. I'm going to place it up here on the banderole so I can move up further. I'm going to score points equal to my spot on the banderole track. So I want to try to move that as much as possible. They're going to move 2, so they're going to go to the right. Oh, I may have moved the wrong direction last time. That's okay. We'll go to the right here. I did it incorrectly. I moved the wrong direction. And a 2 is going to be 4, 1, 3, 2. That's a nice piece. Extending the lake out a little bit. Okay. And my turn this way. And we're going to take this tile right here. All right, are we going to do that? So many good choices. I lied, we're going to go back here, and we're going to take this tile. And the reason I'm taking this tile, not because of the gold, but because it has the landscape that I can receive chickens from. And I have that on my board here, on the border for 5 points. So I'm going to place it just like that, in the hopes that I can get that completed for 5 points. Okay, now we're going to go with the Automa's turn. They roll a 3. So they're going to go back 1. That's they go to the left. And they're taking the rest of these tiles. And now it's my turn. I can make it over to here now. And I would like that green. Can I finish it though? I need to start looking at what I'm going to do over here. I could do this spot right here, which would be the 3 chimneys and 2 bonus cards. I have those 2 bonus cards, or the fountains. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here, and I'm going to take this tile. And the reason I'm taking this tile is because on my border, I have another 5 point here if I can get the landscape that gives me a leaf to cross through it. So I'm going to place that right here. Okay. And it'll be nice because I'll get a banderole as well. And that means these tiles are gone. All right. And they're going to roll. Oopsies. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And they rolled a 1. So we're gonna go to the left, and they're gonna take the rest of these tiles. Okay, so I'm kind of in a pickle a little bit, but not too bad. Maybe I'm not that bad. I could move over here and take this tile, which is actually a corner, and I could place it right here and at least get that 5 points, because you just need to cross over through the border arrow. You don't actually have to complete it. I think that's what I want to do. Yeah, let's go here, because we can complete that next time. And I'm going to place that one right here. Okay, and their turn. A 3, they're moving to the left again. 1, 2, and they're going to take the rest of these tiles. Okay, I feel like the Automa is just following me and taking everything away. All right, so I have a couple options. I'm going to move here, I'm pretty sure, and I can take this tile and complete my another leaf and a banderole. Not bad. Or I can take my gold, take this gold and place it here, take a banderole. I would trade in my leaf for a coin plus another coin. I'm going to take the gold, and I'm going to move up the banderole track here. So I should be at 4. And I get to trade. I have to trade all my resources, which is 1 leaf, for a gold and another coin. So I get +1. And I do really enjoy, I forget the names of them, but this sheet is very handy. And for the gold building, I trade in all my resources, or all my 4 main resources, and get a coin for each plus an additional. There are points at the end of the game for leftover resources. All right, here we go. Automa's turn, a 4. So they're actually going to go this way to the right. 1, 2, 3. Well, they would go 4, but they're going to skip all of these until they get to the next one, and they're going to get rid of all of those. And that actually worked out really well. I didn't want them to get rid of this yet. I would love to have them move to the right again. I have to move, and I could move all the way around the other way. I'm going to take this tile for more leaves and move up the banderole again. And more importantly, I get my 5 points at the end of the game for intersecting that 5-point line. Move up the banderole, and I get a leaf. 2 tiles minus 1 for 1 leaf. All right, here we go. A 2, they're going to go to the right. They're going to share with me, and they're going to take all of these tiles. And then finally, I'm going to move, and I'm going to choose one more thing to do this round. Actually, man, I really enjoy, I guess I'm going to be getting leaves, because this is another 5 points. I'm going to take this tile, and if I can complete another leaf right here, it will intersect this for 5 points. That would be awesome. Okay. So that is away, and we are 2 turns in. So I'm going to choose first, and I do have 3 resources. So I could trade. So these coins are wild resources. So I think actually, oh man, I'm going to go more points this time. And I think I'm going to go right here, because that's going to get me, I still have the 3 chimneys. I have 4 actually. I need to complete that to get my in-game bonuses there. But I can trade in my grape, my chicken, since they're wild, and a leaf for 5 points. And we're going to do that. So I'm going to get 9 points. I'm going to take a 10 and get back a 1. Okay, and they're going to roll. I'm going to roll for them twice. 4, 6. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And I will reset for the next round. So if you noticed, I am now out of light green tiles, and it's only round 3. So what happens in the 4th round is we will take the remaining dark green tiles, and we will fill the whole board with those. And these tiles are all, I call them end caps. They're just single, similar to this. There's no doubles. And so we will fill the remainders with those. Okay, so now this is round 3. What am I doing? Okay, I see several options. My first thing, I want to go over to, I want to move over to here. And there are several options for me to end this, this villa. I would love another villa, but I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to take this tile. It's an end cap, I call it, for the chickens, and I'm going to place it right here for my banderole. And it is a 3 tile segment, so I'm going to receive 2 chickens. 3 minus 1. All right. The Automa's turn is going to be a 2, so they're going to move to the right here, and it's going to be 4, 1, 3, 2. They're going to get rid of that tile. Now my turn. I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do first. What do I have time for? I'll move here. I'll tell you what, I'm going to take this tile. Ooh, actually, no, I'm going to take this tile. I'm going to take this tile. It has a dark green and a silver, and I'm going to place it right here because that puts my silver in line for my extra 4 points if I can get it to cross through. But more importantly, that gives me one of the dark green tiles, and I get to place that automatically on my board. So I'm loving these 2 tile turns here. Unfortunately, there is no silver up here because I could complete that as well. I think I could just take this and place it there and receive the 5 points at the end of the game. I think that seems pretty good. I could take my chances with another fountain, and the fountains are 2 points for me. I actually need a 3rd resource, so I'm going to take this right here. I'm going to place it right there. So I'm going to get the 5 points for intersecting there, and I'm going to get a leaf. Love my leaves. All right, here we go. So the Automa's turn is a 3. They're going to go to the left. So they rolled a 4. They're going to go to the right. So they're actually going to go this way, and it is a 4. So I'm going 4, 1, 3, 2. They're going to get rid of this tile. And now my turn. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here again and take this tile, the gold, and I'm going to place it right there. And that completes my gold. I'm going to trade in all 3 of these, 2 chickens and a leaf, for 3 coins and plus 1 more. I think that was the best move. And then these 2 are going to go away. Next round, or not next round, the Automa's turn. It's going to be a 4 again, so they're going to continue moving. And here is the 4, and we will get rid of that tile. And so on my turn, I'm going to continue moving this way, and I'm going to take this silver. I'm going to move up the banderole for moving that banderole token. And for completing a silver building, I'm going to move up the banderole track 2 times. So up to 9. That's good because I want to get more points that way, and these are going to go away. All right. The Automa's turn is a 1, so they're going to go to the left. Now I should have put something where this is always right and this is always left. I think I've messed it up a couple times. We're going to go left here, and 4, 1, 3, 2. I might be making it harder for myself. That's okay. They're going to take 4, 1, 3, 2. That one's going to be going away. Okay, so now it's my turn. Before I forget, I'm going to go ahead and finish this villa for points. So that's a 5 chimney villa, and that's going to give me 7 points at the end. I would love some more. There's only so much space, and I do have several holes here, so I have to be careful. And so I've said that this way is left now. And it's a 3, so the Automa is going to move to the left, and it's 4, 1, 3, 2. They're going to get rid of this villa right there. So it's my turn again. I'm looking at this stack or this stack as I move through empty spaces. Let's go ahead and go here, and we'll take this lake piece, placing it right there and receiving 1 fish for a 2-tile lake. And then these are gone. And now the Automa's turn. Rolls a 2, so they're going to come back over this way and take all the tiles. And now my turn. I have to decide, which stack to get rid of. Yeah, so I'm going to go, it doesn't really matter. I'll go here, and I'm going to take this, which is going to get me a gold, and we're going to place it right here, moving up the banderole, up to 10 points. These are going to go away. And now the Automa, it doesn't matter what they roll, they're going to come around and take the remaining 3. Okay, that is the end of the 3rd round. And so I do have 5 resources. That's really, really nice. And now I'm going to look at what I can score. I kind of want the most points possible. This was the most with 9. I can get 6 points by I can get 6 points right now by turning in 4 of my resources for 6 points. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Yes. So I do need a fish. I'll go ahead and get rid of that. And then 1, 2, this is a grape and a leaf. And then the other grape. And that's going to get me 6 points. I have no idea how well I'm doing. I'm not even looking. Okay, and then we're going to roll twice for the Automa to see what they take. 2, so 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to skip all the ones that are closed. They're going to take that one. And now we're going to set up for the final round. We take all the dark tiles and fill them. And here we go. Okay, so it is the Automa's turn to go first again in the final round. I went first the first round and the 3rd round, and they are going first, 2nd, and 4th. And they're going to move to the right. We decided that this way is to the right, so they're going to move up 1, and they're going to get rid of, let's see, 4th, 1, 3, 2. So it's going to be this tile. And again, they are all single pieces. There are no double buildings on these. And so now I need to decide what I want to achieve. Well, I had to double check. So this invisible line here that wants to go through a villa, it's only 1 villa. So I only get these 3 points 1 time, even if I have multiple villas going through. So I think I know one thing that I want to do. I want to try to get this 4 points right here, which means I need brown buildings. So to do that, I'm going to need to go over here first. And let's go ahead and take maybe a bread token. The furnace. That way I can possibly use it to move anywhere I want. Let's go ahead and do that. And I need to start thinking about what I want to score here. I definitely could score these 4 if I take this oven, which I'm going to do. And I'm going to place it right here. That's going to get me a bread token. I can spend 1 bread token to move anywhere on the board that I wish. And if 3 of them, I can go ahead and score. Again, maybe I should have been doing that, but that's okay. So, odd number, they rolled a 3, so they're going to move this way. And it is 4, 1, 3, 2. I'm going to move this way and take one of these brown buildings, and I'm going to move up the banderole. My goal is to finish this brown building and get 4 points for this right here. Okay, so with that, the Automa is going to go again, and they rolled another 3, so we're going to go back this way. And I'm doing 4, 1, 3, 2. They're going to take this tile away. And now it's my turn. I really want to complete this building, so I need to get to the buildings, the brown buildings, faster than the Automa. So I'm going to go back this way, or a coin. I keep calling it gold. I'll take a coin, and we will place these. Oh, we'll place this right. We'll place it right here. It doesn't really matter. Okay, and that's a coin, and these two go away. The Automa's turn. Another 3, so they're going to move over here. 4, 1, 3, 2, taking that tile away. I love how quick in this user-created solo mode, how quick the Automa plays. It's very, very easy, just simulating a second player's simple turns. And I bet there's ways that you could make the Automa a little more difficult. We're going to move over here, and we're going to take the other ending brown piece, placing it right there. And so doing that is going to receive, I'm going to receive 2 bread tokens. So I'm going to take these 3 bread tokens and I'm going to spin them to fulfill, basically pretend to place my scoring token on the board. Now it's a little unclear. I'm pretty sure I can't just rescore this 9 points because it's already got a scoring token. So we're going to play the hard way, and I'm going to score a different way. But I'm going to go ahead and pretend to score this right here, which is 5 points and 1. I don't have to have the requirements for it. So 5 and 6. So that's one method in the game where if you want to collect a bunch of bread tokens and score points that way, you definitely can do that. And the Automa is going to go a 3, so they're going to continue to go left. They've been doing left a lot, and it's 4, 1, 3, 2. And now my turn. I think I've done everything I want to do, so we're going to go here, and we'll take a villa piece, and we will just place it right there. And these go away. All right, the Automa's turn. 2, they're actually going to come back, and they're going to take all the remaining pieces from here. So it is my turn now. And what I want to do is go here and take this villa piece. And I'm going to place it right here for another small villa, which will score at the end of the game. Okay. And now the Automa's turn is a 3. They're going to go left. 4, 1, 3, 2, but it doesn't matter. They take all the pieces. And now for my final turn, I come around, and it doesn't really matter which I take because I cannot complete them. So I will just take this tile right here, and we'll just place it that way. And so now we're at the end of the game. I'm going to do my last scoring card, or scoring token. And I want to see what I can score. Okay, so the one problem is I only got 2 resources, or 2 coins at a time. So I would lose points if I do any of these over here. I could take 4 points if I go on the side of this card. However, I'm going to go ahead and I guess it looks cooler. I'm going to go this way. And I believe it was 1 point for each of the ovens. I only have 1. And I have 2 fountains, so that's going to be 4 points. Okay, and that is officially the end of the game. So now we're going to score. And so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to do my border first. And so it says in the rulebook to take your banderole tokens during the game, and if you've completed them, go ahead and cover them up. I didn't do that, but I'm going to go ahead and do it now. So this silver for 4 points, it is intersecting a silver building, so I'm going to place that on top and take 4 points. This one wants a green field. I do have that intersecting for 5 points, so I'll take a 5. This wants a brown building. It does intersect a brown building, so I'll take 4 points. I do like point cards. There's something sophisticated about point cards. I don't know. I did not complete this one. This wanted a villa, but I kind of ruined that with this line of buildings and structures that way. But for 5 points, I do have this intersecting line go straight through a field for 5 points. Over here is 3 points to go through a villa. I did that. It actually goes through 2 of them, but you don't double. And then this this pasture or whatever for the chickens, I did do that. It goes through, so I will get 5 points there. And now let's score my banderole. I'm at 11, so I will take 11 points. We're going to score the villas next. So on here, I have a villa with 5 chimneys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's going to receive 7 points. 6, 7. And then I have a villa of 2 chimneys, and that's going to be 2 points. Okay. So on here, it does give you the order in which you should score these. I'm doing them a little out of order, but now I'm on my resources, and it says to take all your resources divided by 2. So I do have 2 coins divided by 2 gets me 1 little point. I've done my resources, I've done the banderole track, my borders, my chimneys in my completed villas, and now I have my bonus cards. So simply put, I'm going to get 2 points for every silver building. I get 2. Here, I'll just go ahead and pick up these ones. All right. So I get 2 points. And then for my fountains, I ended up with only 2 of them, but I'm going to get 4 points. And I have now done all of the scoring. So let's see what I scored. All right, so I've done all my scoring, and I've put my cards in groups of 10s. And so I have 10, 20, these are groups of 5, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 points. 3 3s and a 1 twice, so 60, 70, 80, this is 10 ones for 90, 93 points. So not the 110 that they say is a very good game, but I think 93 is pretty solid. I was surprised how much I moved up the banderole track. Would have loved to have gotten more silver buildings to do that. But as it stands, for this game, solo game of Carpe Diem, 93 points against the Automa. And that is the solo version of Carpe Diem. Thank you for joining me at the table for a solo playthrough of Carpe Diem. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking it and hitting that subscribe button. And feel free to shoot me a comment down below. Thank you again, and I hope you'll join me for my next video.